What's up, everyone? It's been a while since I've done a video. Yeah, I was thinking about what to do and just thinking about how there's just so much content out there now, and it's just like, what would be beneficial to you as a patron? And so I think nowadays, as an artist, as a music maker, everyone's process is different. Everyone uses different tools, everyone starts music differently. And so I thought, hey, people might struggle with, they sit down at their computer and they look at their DAW, and maybe you have a template, or maybe it's just blank, and you're just like, where do I go? And for a while, I guess struggled with that issue too, where I was just like, where do I go? And so more recently, I've kind of found inspiration in just having fun with tools. And, they say you don't need a lot of tools because you can get creative with the tools you have already at your disposal, like built-in instruments or effects, things like that. But I've just been having fun kind of just downloading plugins and just like trying things out. I don't. I mean, like, this is my Patreon. Like, I can talk about what I want. So I will say that I do pirate things to try them out before I go and buy them. And if I end up liking them, I will go and buy them. Um, and so I think that's a great way to kind of test things out before you commit. But also, you can have a lot of different tools at your disposal to see if it's going to be integrated into your process. So say you buy a plugin and you end up just never using it. Then it's like, okay, well then that was a waste of money because, like, you bought this plugin or sample pack or whatever it might be, and you ended up just not even using it. So then it's just like, okay, I think this is a good way to kind of test things out. Now, again, bit of a controversial topic there, and if you prefer to just buy everything up front, then obviously do that. But uh, yeah, anyways, moving on from that conversation and into what I wanted to talk about. I think using a lot of different tools can sometimes inspire creativity, and especially when you go into um, your DAW with a blank canvas and just kind of experiment and have fun and see where things go, it can usually lead to the best results. So I've been thinking about what are the tools that I've been going to and how have I been starting songs. And so I kind of wanted to demonstrate some of the tools and some of the processes, not everything, but just some of the ways that I start songs, just to kind of perhaps give you some inspiration for when you start your next song, or when you're just like, I have no idea where to start. I'm just creatively burnt out. So let's go ahead and switch over to the DAW, grab my headphones. And so, yeah, I think it's good to have a lot of different just tools, like I said. I mean, obviously now Ableton just updated to 12.1, so there's a lot of cool tools in there. I've been kind of experimenting with the Auto Shift plugin, which is now Ableton's built-in auto tune, and that's really fun. And so I guess that's one thing we can talk about. Maybe you've seen before, if you've watched previous videos of mine, me kind of exploring the creativities of autotune. If you haven't seen that, go watch that video. But I like to kind of go and break things, or just like see what can I do that maybe no one else has tried before. Um, so yeah, I'll get to auto shift a bit later, but for starting out songs, one method that comes to mind is I'm not the best at writing chords. So I might go and use like a generator. And so there's some new sequencers and melody generators that now show up in Ableton as well. Where are they at? I think they're in MIDI. So yeah, I might play with those because I haven't used those too much. And so I think, when you use a tool that you're unfamiliar with, you can kind of get some cool results. Because you're just kind of playing around. You're not really setting any expectations. So before I start playing with this one, I will show the other one that I've been using. And so I think it's called AS Steps. I have a developed version so this is a Subroy's step sequencer. The commercial name is AS Steps, I believe. But you can essentially go and take this and just like randomize notes, and then usually I'll go and like just mess around until I find something that sounds good, and then kind of build chords based off the notes. So for example, if I were to grab Serum, then for the sake of time, this video might be lengthy. I guess it's kind of the idea, but I don't also want it to be a bore at the same time. So again, using, things like presets or things at your disposal that you have can be a good way to kind of just get an idea down really quickly. So this is one preset that might sound good. Where is it? This one. So I'll start playing and then just kind of hit this randomize and maybe change the key. And there I hear it and I'm like, okay, I can start forming an idea based off that. So what you can do is I like to have the actual MIDI from these generators. So like if I play it, it's just going to play from here. There's no MIDI information. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and record out the MIDI. So if I go to Serum, and now if I play, you can see that there's MIDI data. So now I can just hit record. And now I'm getting the MIDI data. So that way if I want to change notes within this generated data or be able to get the notes to make the chords, for example, now I have that. So I'll just record a little bit of it and now I have the notes because essentially I think it's right here where it starts. Oh, that's why. So I'll turn this off. There we go. So I hear it starting from here. Or I think it's... yeah, this. So as you can see, it starts in like a random place within the grid. It's not starting straight on the one, for example. And so that's another thing too, is like you can just like listen through and then like wherever you feel like it should start, just start it from there, even if it's not how it comes out through here. So yeah, then I might go and make the chords, but let's go ahead and try this other one, this new one that we have. If I can get it to work. There's a couple of different ones. So at the same time, bear with me here because I'm just going to try and figure out some of these things. We got step bar, sequencer. One of these gotta work. There we go. So this one. Turn this off. I think you can do the same thing. You can randomize, like the pitch. So there, I already have an idea. And so I could do the same thing. I can just capture this. Cool, now we have enough. I could bring this up. And I could keep playing within this, but I kind of have a lot to cover, so I just want to kind of show examples. So again, I think right here, this is where an idea sparked. I like that. So then maybe 2 bars, and then maybe this lower note might go down. Maybe something like this. And then maybe these go down again. And maybe this go up. Something like that. So okay, that's kind of cool. And then now I have the freedom to go and kind of switch these notes up in certain areas, or like add notes. You know, I can kind of start getting creative with it. But like I could also go, and I've been having a lot of fun just creating new sounds, just kind of starting with a blank canvas inside of Serum, or lately has been Spire. So let's actually go into Spire. That one's been really fun to play with. So I'll pull up Spire. And I might just play around for a second. And so, yeah, it's just kind of just turning knobs and just seeing like what happens. Like, you know, don't be precious with anything. Just turn knobs and kind of explore these tools that you do have. So, like I said, even if you don't want to go and do the try a million tools out kind of thing, process that I do, you know, get really familiar with the tools that you do have. I've had Spire for so long and I haven't really played with it, but then now I'm kind of finally shying away from Serum more and really learning Spire, and it's really fun. So sometimes even if you have these plugins or tools that maybe you haven't touched for a while, go and try messing around with it, because then it could end up just being really fun. So I've just spent like a couple hours a few times just making sounds with inside of Spire, for example, and it's become a really fun tool. So I'll just go and kind of turn knobs. Some of the stuff that I'm playing with, I've already kind of experimented with, so I kind of know what I'm doing. But then, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, or you're trying to look for something specific within a synth or a plugin or whatever, then, you know, obviously YouTube is your entire learning place of learning. Yeah, you can learn anything on YouTube or find random articles. Yeah, anything I don't know, I'll just go and look it up. But yeah, so I might go and play around with I don't know, let's just kind of see.